Hey, hey, hey! I am Tina Marie Shake. I am from Bloomfield, Indiana, and I'm coming to you today because your consultant sees something special in you. And I wanted to tell you a little bit about our company, a little bit about why I chose this company, and then afterwards, your consultant will answer any other questions that you might have. I want to preface this by saying, bear with me. I'm not going to use any notes because I want to speak from my heart. So I'm going to have a little bit of rabbit trails just because that's just the way my mind works. So, as I said, my name is Tina Marie. I am 58 years old. I've been an entrepreneur most of my life. I had an automotive business for over 20 years, and I've done other things too. I've been a buyer for a medical company. Right now, I'm an insurance agent. I did live in Virginia Beach before here, and that's where my story begins. So when I was living in Virginia Beach, I was with my husband of 32 years. I thought my life was all planned out. I mean, you'd think, after being married 32 years, that's just it. Things are going to be great. But wasn't the case. Had some major life changes. I found myself divorced. And so at this stage in life, there's a lot of questions to be answered because I ended up without a retirement. And so I had to try to figure out my own future. So, I'm thinking to myself, be really serious here. I don't want to work 20 years behind a desk because I'm going to be 78 years old. I haven't traveled the world yet. I have all kinds of things I want to see. I have grandchildren that live across the country. Virginia Beach, Kentucky, Indiana, Texas. There's so many things I want to do. How do I do that in this stage of life? Well, so those were the questions that were going around in my head. I'm thinking, what do I do? What do I do? So, enters my sponsor from Virginia Beach. Her name's Presh Durbin. She was a friend of my daughter's. And also, I was a friend with her on Facebook. Now, I was just stalking her. I was stalking her because she was going through some changes herself. She left corporate world to be a stay-at-home mom. She had a beautiful, well, I should say handsome little baby boy, and she wanted to be home with him. So she left her insurance job to come home. What that meant for her, however, was that her husband ended up taking a job where he'd be traveling the world most of the time in order for her to be home to take care of the baby. And how amazing is that, right? But one thing that they suffered from is they couldn't see each other very often. So she said that, I just wanted something for me. After a while, be home with the baby. She just wanted just something for her, but not sacrifice the time with her baby. So a friend of hers introduced her to Rodan & Fields. At the beginning, she just wanted to pay her vehicle payment. So that's where I started stalking her because I noticed that all of a sudden she's paying her vehicle payment. And then I noticed she was paying her mortgage payment. And here's the clincher. Whenever I heard that Jared was now going to be able to work in the town of Virginia Beach and not do as much traveling and be at home and spend time with them, all because of the hard work she put into this company, that was it for me. Now, listen, this is the power of Facebook because I wasn't approached about this business. No one said, hey, Tina, I think you'd be good at this business. No, I just saw it for myself, and secretly I'm watching. So enters another life change. My father in Indiana was not well, so I had thought, well, he's 86. I can't stay here knowing he's ill, so I went back to Indiana. So while I was in Indiana and trying to take care of the affairs there, way back out in the boonies, by the way, no internet connection, barely had a cell phone connection, and I knew still I had to do something about my future, and also that meant the future of my dad. Now it wasn't just me, so I signed up all by myself, didn't even tell Presh, for Rodan & Fields. Why? Because if she could do this, I can do this. So that's why I came. I did a lot of research because I've been in business before, the things that mattered to me, I wanted to make sure they were there. One of the things that mattered the most is the mission of the company. And I found out that Dr. Rodan and Dr. Fields were still practicing, even though they're the most well-respected, the most quoted, the most trusted dermatologists in the whole world. They're billionaires. They could buy a daggone island if they wanted to and never work again. But no, they still stayed in because they need to help people. They started with Proactiv. I'm sure you heard about that. That was all over TV. That was like a huge market share, huge for the acne market. But pretty soon, her patients were saying, well, what about us? We have adult hormonal acne, and Proactiv doesn't take care of that. And what about these wrinkles and the sagging and the pores? I don't want to have to always come to dermatologists. I like to do that in the privacy of my own home. What about the sun damage? You know, those ugly brown spots and uneven skin tone and dull skin. What about sensitive skin? I've got the redness, you know, rosacea, psoriasis, you name it. And then again, adult acne, hormonal acne. So that's when the light bulb went off, and Dr. Rodan and Dr. Fields, who, by the way, are best friends, so what great partnership that is. And they partnered with the top scientists as well to make a clinical grade regimen for these concerns. We're talking guaranteed to transform your skin. A 60-day empty bottle guarantee. That's how sure they are that this is going to work. It's rigorously tested for 8 weeks. So, okay, already I'm like, okay, tell me more. So let's look in the business end. They are now a $1 billion company in 8 years. You know what this means? Apple was a $1 billion company in 6 years, and they're global. We are not all global yet. We just got into Canada last year. We're into Australia this year. That's it. So the future's wide open. Then I found out that our growth rate is 100% every year. All right. Listen. Let's be real here. That is unheard of. They were throwing words out in the trade magazines saying disruptor. A disruptor. Do you know what a disruptor is? That means the competition does not know how to compete with us, because we rewrote the way business is done in this industry. You said we started out in the department stores. We started out the old way. We partnered with Estee Lauder. We had our shelf space, #1 in the fancy, Nordstrom's, #1 in Nordstrom's. So they had it made there, but through their R&D, their research and development, because they're always looking to make better options for different concerns of the skin and the lashes and different things like that. They discovered that their growth, their success was not hinged on that shelf space in department store. So instead of paying that high, what I want to say, the word, cut to the department store, because there is a big markup on products, because the department store gets a huge chunk. They're going to do that. They're going to give that to the people like you and me, because they discovered that it's like you and me that has made these products successful. Because of the power of Facebook. Facebook is where you see your friends say, hey, I tried this is amazing. The other friend says, oh, well, where can I get it? That's what is pushing e-commerce. And also, another biggie is that people just doesn't want to go to the mall anymore like they used to. They want to shop in their own home. In fact, we order groceries from Walmart and from Kroger and even Amazon just to either come to our house or go to the roadside service, and then they just pack your car. So times are changing. So that's how we went out of the department stores and now into direct sales. Now, when I say direct sales, we're not talking like some of the other companies that you have to have no parties here. We're 100% virtual. No buying the inventory, and no going and carrying all this inventory out in your car and delivering it to people. No, no, no. We don't do that. We are selling completely virtual. We are helping people. We're changing their lives through their skin. We're changing their lives through time freedom and also financial freedom. This is a company that sky is the limit. It's all in how hard you work, but you can have amazing success. I want to be able to retire in 5 years. I don't have the time to waste working behind the desk, maybe getting one little raise every 6 months or every year, waiting for that retirement to happen. By the time I get it, I can't do anything with it, you know. I mean, 78, I ain't gonna feel like traipsing the world. I want a business where I can be on the beach doing my business. I could be flitting around looking at the sights and take out an hour here, an hour there, and do my business. So that's why I came to Rodan and Fields. So just to let you know, this would be the best decision you could ever make for yourself. You can do this. If the girls I know like Presh can do it, I can do it, you can do it. Get with your consultant. Get you a whole list of questions for her to answer. We will tell you how our payment plan goes, our compensation plan. We can tell you about our benefits, our Spark program, and where you can make up to $1,000 in a month, 2 months. So she'll tell you all about that. So get with her. Have a great evening, amazing week, and your future starts now.